Just Footsteps, Guadalajara, 2014. In 2014, I was living in Guadalajara, Mexico, right in the heart of the city, near the bustling San Juan de Dios market. The house I stayed in was old, heavy with history, and strange by design. It looked more like a repurposed barracks or an old detention facility than a home. Barred windows, thick metal doors, heavy-duty locks. Even inside the house, it didn't feel welcoming. It felt like a place meant to keep people in, or something else out. I wasn't alone. I was one of 13 guys living there, all chasing the dream of becoming professional soccer players. This was our clubhouse. And with any building that old, especially one filled with so many people, hopes and stress, it didn't take long for stories to circulate. The longest standing residents passed down whispers of a little girl who had once drowned in the house as well, decades ago. The well had been sealed, but it sat right in the garage on the first floor. Nobody ever touched it. The story seemed like one of those things meant to freak out the new guy, until I saw the photo. It was my first week there. Lucas, the club owner, pulled out his phone to show me a picture. It was old, grainy, taken with a clunky early 2000s cell phone. Two guys were standing at the base of the stairs, smiling at the camera, nothing out of the ordinary. But a few steps above them stood a girl in a white dress. You couldn't see her face. Her long, dark hair covered it entirely. And the thing that hit me hardest, it was our staircase. I was standing on it while I looked at the picture. After that, the jokes and legends about the drowned girl didn't feel so funny anymore. But the real experience, the one that solidified the story in my mind, came a few weeks later. I had a routine. After morning practice, while everyone else passed out in their bunks, I'd hit the gym. I liked getting everything done before 6 p.m., like clocking out of a job. On the way back, I'd usually run into my roommates heading out for their own workouts. Same path every day. That afternoon when I got home, the place was nearly empty, except for Martin. He had stayed behind, said he wasn't feeling well, though he was known to skip gym days like it was a hobby. We started chatting, just the two of us. I threw on something comfortable and made myself a post-workout meal. After cooking, I brought my food to my bed, bottom bunk, and sat across from Martin, who was perched on his own bunk just a few feet away. To picture the setup, we were on the second floor. To reach our room, you had to pass through a narrow living room and a small kitchen. Our bedroom was all the way at the end of the hall. The fridge in the kitchen was breaking down and leaking constantly. There was always a puddle forming near the foot of our door. Annoying, but we'd gotten used to it. We were mid-conversation, just talking about nothing in particular when it started. 4 footsteps on the stairs, solid, clear. Someone was coming up from the first floor. We paused briefly, then kept talking. It was normal. With so many roommates, someone was always coming or going. Then 3 more steps, this time inside the kitchen. Louder, closer. I glanced toward the doorway. No one. But the steps had been right there. A moment passed. Then came 3 more footsteps. But these were different. Wet. It was the sound of feet stepping directly into the puddle by our door. That sticky, slapping sound of water being disturbed. We froze. I looked. Nothing. But the water had rippled. Something, or someone was there, standing right outside our room. In that split second, my pulse spiked. My heart was hammering. Martin launched himself off his bed and onto mine like a little kid jumping from fear. No hesitation, no shame. He didn't even look behind him. And then, it happened one last time. 3 footsteps, not in the kitchen, not outside the door, but right at the foot of my bed. 3 slow, creeping, wet steps. We weren't just hearing things anymore. We weren't just spooking ourselves. Whatever it was, it wanted to be noticed, wanted us to know it was there, and it had come all the way to us. In that moment, the house didn't just feel haunted. It felt malicious. Funny how something so simple, so routine, can become the most terrifying thing in the world. Just footsteps. That's all it took to shake 2 grown men to their core. And that was only one of the stories this house had to offer.